Welcome to today's training video on how to quick build a proposal. Let's get started. Firstly, we need to come over to our left-hand side navigation menu, click Proposal and Add New Proposal. We will then fill out the form accordingly. Starting with a reference, a title, a trip start, an end date. In the second column, we can select our passengers. For the first step, we only need to select our lead passenger. Once we've created the proposal, we'll be able to add more passenger names later on. From here, what we first need to do is add the passenger to the Didgigo system. This is step 1. So let's add new person. You can complete the full form with the passenger details. The main details we need are the first and last name. Once we've completed step 1 of adding the person to the Didgigo system, we then need to apply that person to this particular proposal. So now we come into this field and we simply search for the passenger we just added. In the third column, this relates to our company details. Okay, you can select your consultant, the status of your booking, language and currency. Once we're happy with the details we've filled in here, we can go ahead and click Add New Proposal. We'll then see an option appear here and we can then click in the Edit Here button to open up the proposal we've just created. You will see a little error message. Please disregard this. This is just a warning prompting us that there's no entries inside. As we've just created this booking, we know there's going to be no entries. Now what we want to do is start to build out our proposal using our quick build guide up the top. Let's start with a transport entry. Once the entry type is selected, we can go over to the date and time fields and select our date. By choosing a time, you can click the clock in the left-hand corner. You can use the arrows to select a time, or you can select the time itself to quickly select. It's a much easier, time-savvy way to do it that way. We can then go ahead and select our transport type. Let's say this is an international flight. Now you have two options here. You can put in a title for this particular entry, or if you choose not to, it will simply make the title the transport type. Today, I'm going to go ahead and give this entry a title and add. When building out an itinerary, I like to add all of my entries in first. Once my entries are added, I will then go in and show you how to edit them. Let's go now and add in a destination. Using the product field, we can go ahead and search our database for a destination that suits. The main purpose here is to select the destination owned by Didgigo Destinations. You don't need to worry about product option for this entry type. Once we've found a suitable product and we've matched it, we can go ahead and click Add Entry. Next up, let's add in some accommodation. Now we can search our database for any hotel that we like. And you can use as many or as little keywords as you like. As you can see, when I first typed in the Novotel, the search options are quite endless. So let's be a little bit more specific. Product option does apply to accommodations. You can go ahead and select your room type here and now add entry. Whilst our clients are in Sydney, let's go ahead and add in a day tour. Very similar to day tour is a multi-day. This will also produce the same way that this does. Another example of an entry type we can use is our custom. Custom entry types are like a note. So if we want to make a note that the customer is having just a day at leisure, this is the best entry type to use. And we can go ahead and give it a title. That's a very quick example of how to add each entry. Once we've started to build out our itinerary, we have a few options on how we'd like to edit these entries. If you'd just like to change a date or add a comment, I'd suggest using the quick edit by clicking this button and dropping down the entry. If you'd like to edit in full, you can open up the green pencil and you've got two options. You can either open up in a new tab or simply click to remain on the same screen. Once you're inside of that entry, you'll notice that Didgigo has done a lot of the hard work for you by automatically formulating a lot of the content. Now, because this is a flight, we will need to put in the finish time. Didgigo's already populated some information in these fields for us. We may like to put in here that this is the Sydney Terminal 1 to Brisbane Terminal 2. If you don't want to use this field, you can also use it down here. If you like what you see here with Didgigo, the information that we've already put in for you, you can simply start adding in some information. Considering I've put in the departure and arrival information already up here, I'm going to go ahead and remove that. However, I would like to make a note about the airline and the flight number. Some seats. And some baggage. If none of these fields or headers are relative to you, please feel free to delete and put in your own text as required. This is only a guideline. We also have some inclusions here. You can opt to keep those or remove them. You might also like to add a custom note, cancellation policy, confirmation reference, and of course the class. Okay, once you're happy with the information you've put in this section, you can go ahead and click Save. Now we have two options. We can come back out and select our next entry, or we can simply click Next Entry from inside the Edit screen. You'll notice that destination is already filled out for us. This content comes straight from the Didgigo product that you've selected. All of these fields are completely editable. You might like to put a separate heading in here if you don't want to keep Sydney. You may like to view our content. If you want to add on a custom note about a particular area of interest or anything like that, this is the section you would do so in. Both of these are editable. The description field displays on your PDF product page. The short description appears in your snapshot. Moving on to our next entry, which is an accommodation. Again, if you'd like to alter any of the text that you see here, you are more than welcome to do so. You can also add in general notes, cancellation policies, and some inclusions. Again, you have the ability to add in your confirmation reference, and of course, you'll need to put in a checkout date. Once you're happy with the content, and again, please bear in mind, you can also edit these fields. You might like to put that breakfast is included in the title if you want, instead of in the inclusions. All of these fields control what you see on your documentation. So you can customize it as much or as little as you like. Our next entry is a tour. Again, we might like to change the title, description, short description, or add in a note, or some inclusions and exclusions. Now, if the pickup time or drop-off time is different to the entry start time, you can go ahead and use these fields. Sometimes a tour may start at 8 o'clock, but the client is being picked up earlier at, say, 6 o'clock. If that is the case, you can go ahead and put that information in here. And you might also like to make a remark. We'll go ahead and click Save. Then we've got our last entry, which is of course our custom entry. So we can see here that the only details we have so far is the title. The only other important field you might like to use when using a custom entry is the snapshot description. That's it. That's exactly how we edit all of our entries. Another alternative for you to edit, if you don't like to go in by one, is to use our copy edit tool. Using our copy edit tool, you'll be able to select each of the fields that we just used. Let's say, for example, we want to see our title, description, and short description fields for all of our entry types. Don't worry about this third column. Now we can go ahead and click Generate. What the copy edit tool will do is show all of your entries on one screen. So it's a quick snapshot version of going in one by one. So if we wanted to alter any of these titles, we can do it for every single entry on the one screen. We can add in descriptions, edit descriptions, and whatever we like. Now we can only display 3 options. So if you'd like to see inclusions, you can go back to select fields, show the inclusions and exclusions for all entry types, and regenerate this screen. This will now show the inclusions and exclusions fields. You might know that lunch is included for all of your entries, accommodation, tours, etc. And this is a perfect place for you to do that. If you'd like to see more details, you do have the ability to click the green pencil from this screen and come straight back into the edit entry. Again, the copy edit tool is a great feature if you're looking to bulk update all of your entries. If not, you can edit one by one. So there's a few variations for you there on how you can edit your entries. Once we're happy with our proposal and we've got all of the content we need, we can jump into our details tab again. Now we need to go in and add in our secondary passengers. Using the same method as before, you can go ahead and click Add New Person. Once we've added the passenger, we can then search the database for them and apply. You'll notice that that second name has now populated into the additional passengers field. If there is more than 2 passengers, simply follow that same method. From here, we'll be able to select our template. In demo mode, you'll see a range of different templates. Please feel free to try as many of these as you like. Today, we're going to go ahead and view the modern template. When quick building, you'll notice here that the order of our entries is sorted by a day and time, which you'll see here on your Details tab. If you'd like to change how that order is viewed, you can change to Entry Sequence or Entry Day and then Sequence. Entry Sequence gives you control. So what you can actually do here is select 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and select this Bulk Update Sequence button. If the entry sequence option is selected, you'll then notice that it will formulate in that particular order and disregard the dates. If you'd like to keep entry date and time, select that entry sorting method, and then that will then populate. On the Prices and Terms tab, you can edit or alter any price information. This goes for your terms and conditions and inclusions and exclusions, which you will soon see on the PDF. If you don't want to display any of this information on your PDF, simply come back to your Details tab, drop down the Proposal PDF section Order and Visibility, and remove the Price and Terms tick. This means we won't produce a price or terms page for you. The Financial tab goes into further details on how you can give each individual entry a specific price and add on a margin price for your client. We can go into more detail on this at a training session further. The next important tab we need to do is our Welcome tab. What we need to do here is select a beautiful image. Now, our recently used section here will remember any images we've recently used. If you'd like to select a new one from your computer, you simply need to click inside of the blue box and select one from your own database. You can then go ahead and give your proposal a title and change your welcome message if you wish. In our other video regarding company settings, we will show you how you can default this text so that you don't have to fill it in all the time. Don't worry about the About or Calendar tab or Trip Preferences. The next one we do want to pay attention to though is our map. And you can go ahead and click Load Proposal Map. This feature displays on your e-documentation, which I will show you in a moment. What the map does is plot all of our locations so that at a quick glance, your clients can see where they're going. Now this tool is interactive. You may choose to remove Sydney as a destination. But you might also like to add another marker somewhere else if you wish. Anything inside of this grey box is what will appear on your e-version. Once you're happy with your map, go ahead and click Save. Our next step now is to go ahead and download a PDF. The last step I'd like to do before we do that is to go ahead and click Save All Tabs. This is just a fail-safe to make sure that we haven't missed anything along the way. Sometimes you might download a PDF and notice you receive an error message. If that happens, go ahead and select Save All Tabs and try again. I always recommend using the top link, as this is our low-res online PDF version. The second link is a high-res PDF version. It will be quite time-consuming as it will be producing a very large file. So always try to remember to use the first link. This can take anywhere up to 1 to 2 minutes, depending on how large your proposal is. As you can see here, we had 6 jobs to complete, and Didgigo has reported that everything has come through successfully without any failed or reported jobs. We can now go ahead and click the link that we've generated. You'll now see your PDF. You'll see here on the Welcome page that this is all relative to everything you see in the Welcome tab. Our image, our title, and our text. Image, title, and text. Our passenger information, date information, booking ref, and agent information comes through from our Details tab. Then goes into our snapshot. So most of the information you see here is now pulling in from our entries. Most of these details will pull through onto the snapshot. However, the large description is for the product page only, whereas the snapshot description is what you will see here. Moving into our product pages, you'll also see the dates of our entries and the descriptions. If you'd like more information, you're more than welcome to select this link, which will open up to our Didgigo eFacture page. In here, you'll be able to see videos, more images, and more information. Here's our hotel information. This is where our inclusions are appearing. Check-in, check-out information, confirmation, and our addresses. And the same goes for tours. Now here's our pricing page. As you can see, anything that's in price will appear here. Our inclusions and exclusions from this tab populate here. And last but not least, our terms and conditions coming from the terms and conditions tab. The other option you might like to do above the PDF is to view your online e-document. You can do that by clicking e-proposal and opening the link. From here, you'll see a very online interactive version. You can click welcome, snapshot, hover over the links, click read more to go to the eFacture sheet. You'll be able to see your price, terms, about, and that all-important map that I discussed earlier, which comes from here. The third form of media that we have is, of course, our app. Feel free to open this link up on your phone, download the app, and view the itinerary via the app. That's how we quick build our proposal. Soon you'll notice that you'll prefer to use the copy edit tool, individual edit entries, or even the drop-down box in order to produce some great content. Feel free to change up your templates and run a few different PDFs. All PDFs that you download will be stored here, and you're more than welcome to either hide, which will delete it, or you can leave a custom note. I hope today's training video on how to quick build a proposal inside of Didgigo has helped you. If you do have any further questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing your proposals within Didgigo. Have a great day.